All right, let's dive into something we've all experienced, the sheer frustration of a bad online form. Today, we're going to talk about how to turn those confusing, roadblock-filled forms into a smooth, helpful guide that actually works for everyone.
You know the feeling, right? You're filling something out, you hit submit, and bam, invalid entry. And you're just left staring at the screen thinking, invalid? How? What did I do wrong? It's like hitting a digital brick wall. And honestly, it's enough to make you just close the tab.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll zero in on the problem itself. Then, I'll introduce the solution, error suggestion. We'll see some real-world examples, get into the nuts and bolts of how to do it, talk about why it's so important, and then wrap things up with a question for you. All right, section 1. Let's talk about that frustrating form error. I like to call it the digital dead end.
See, here's the thing. When a form just flashes a generic error message, people have no idea what to do next. And for users with cognitive or visual disabilities, trying to guess the problem is a massive hurdle. So what happens? They get frustrated, they give up, and they leave. Your form, and maybe your whole website, just lost a user.
But there is a much, much better way. It actually comes from the official rulebook for a better web, the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, or WCAG. It's called Success Criterion 3.3.3, Error Suggestion. It's basically the technical term for what we all wish would just happen automatically. Now pay close attention to the wording here. The magic phrase is, if suggestions for correction are known. This isn't asking the website to read your mind. It's much simpler. It's about giving a helpful hint when the system already knows what the right answer probably is. So what really counts as an input error? It's super simple. It really just boils down to two things. 1, you forgot to fill in a required box. Or 2, what you typed was in the wrong format, like a date, or it was a value that just wasn't allowed, like a typo in a country name. That's it. So what does this actually look like when it's done right? This is where we go from the computer just shouting no to it gently saying, here's how to fix it. This is a perfect example. On the left, the old way. You type 12 for the month and get invalid month. Totally unhelpful. But look at the right. The system is smart enough to know that 12 probably means the 12th month and asks, do you mean December? One click and it's fixed. So much better. And here's another classic. You miss a field. The old form yells, required field missing. But which one? The helpful form points you right to the empty box and says, please enter your city. It's clear, it's direct, and it keeps you moving forward, instead of bringing everything to a screeching halt. Okay, for all you developers and designers out there, this part's for you. How do we actually build this stuff? Let's look at the blueprint. So, first up, format problems. Let's say your user types a date out longhand instead of using slashes. The fix is a simple 3-step combo. Tell them what the error is, show them the format you need, like mm/dd/yyyy, and, if you can, offer up the corrected version. Now, what if the value itself is wrong, like they misspelled a state name? The approach is similar. Tell them about the error, but then, and this is key, either list the valid options they can choose from, or even better, if you can guess what they meant, suggest the closest valid answer. So you might be thinking this is just about fixing a tiny error message, but it's so much bigger than that. Doing this well fundamentally improves the experience for so many different people. For anyone with a learning disability, clear, simple suggestions are a game changer. It takes away the mental stress of trying to figure out a puzzle and just lets them complete the task successfully. And if you're blind and using a screen reader, a specific suggestion is absolutely essential. Hearing error in field 7 is useless, but hearing error in zip code field, please enter a 5-digit zip code, is perfectly clear. You know exactly where to go and exactly what to do. And think about someone with a motion impairment, where every single keystroke takes real physical effort. A vague error means they have to retype everything, maybe multiple times. Helpful suggestions cut down on that effort and make the whole process way less tiring. But here's the real magic. While these changes are absolutely vital for some people, they make the experience better for literally everyone. I mean, who enjoys being confused by a vague error message? Nobody. This is just good design for 100% of us. And that brings us to our last section. It's time to turn the lens around and do a final check on our own work. So I'll leave you with this one question to really think about. Look at your own projects. Are your forms a helpful guide, leading people smoothly to where they need to go? Or are they a digital dead end, just a series of frustrating brick walls? You've got the tools now, go make them helpful.